Hi, I'm Chris Caruso, a 1981 graduate of the Computer Science Department at the University of Pittsburgh. And on behalf of the Alumni Board of the School of Computing and Information Department, I would like to welcome you to the mentoring program that we have established. This is a mentoring overview for those of you who have graciously volunteered your time to be a mentor. And we will have a comparable one for the mentees as well. But I wanted to make sure we had the opportunity to share with you some of the information about the program, some of the benefits that you can expect, as well as some guidelines as you proceed in this mentoring relationship. You know, when you think about the benefits of being a mentor, if you've been a mentor, you already know many of these. But as an alumnus, to mentor a student in SCI, there's some very specific opportunities I think we'd be remiss in not mentioning. One is the opportunity to give back, to pay it forward back to the university that many of us have benefited from having graduated from the University of Pittsburgh. Providing the knowledge and experience that you've gained over the years to a student is invaluable to them, both in their academic as well as their professional career. I will tell you, I think you'll learn a lot from the students. You're not just mentoring them in many ways. They, in fact, may be mentoring you as you learn more and more about what's important to them as a student and really as a potential employee in the future. And that's really the last point in terms of the benefits. This is an opportunity for you to really get to know some of the students and maybe potentially identify candidates for positions in your firm. So in terms of being a mentor, what you should expect is that your commitment is about 1 to 2 hours a month. We're planning the program to last a year in duration. It's really going to be between you and your mentee to determine what the right duration is for both of you. If beyond that first year you both want to continue the relationship and you both agree to that, that's certainly more than suitable. When we matched you with your mentee, we really wanted to make sure we found the right match that both best met the needs of the mentee as well as the mentor. So we collected a lot of data, around each of the students and as well as around each of the mentors. And we have used the Pitt Commons platform to do the matching, but we really provided some oversight to make sure that they were good matches to really meet the needs, in particular the students, because we believe that's a critical success factor to this program going forward. Now, how do you meet with your mentee? It's really going to be between the two of you to determine that. If you're both in Pittsburgh and you want to meet in person, that's great. If you want to meet virtually because of your schedules or maybe the distance between where you live as well as the students, certainly okay as well. Hybrid's also going to be more than acceptable and probably makes sense. If you're both in Pittsburgh, sometimes it makes sense to meet in person at least once during the relationship. It helps sort of create that mentoring bond, but certainly going forward beyond that, virtual will be much more inclined to have more frequent meetings, I think. And so please give that some consideration. You know, when you meet for the first time, we ask the mentors to actually schedule the first meeting. Beyond that, we'll ask the mentees to do all the scheduling. The benefits really first and foremost to them. And so they need to drive the agenda, need to drive the meeting frequency. The first meeting really is a great opportunity for the two of you to get to know one another, both personally and professionally. Talk about what you're looking for from this relationship and ask your mentee the same, and really what their expectations are of this mentoring relationship, and establish whatever ground rules that you both think are appropriate in terms of how frequently you meet, in which ways that you meet, whether it's virtually or in person. And after the initial meeting, what we would ask all the mentees to do, as I mentioned before, is that they schedule all the future meetings. I like to meet with my mentees on a monthly basis, but it really needs to be as frequent as the two of you agree to do that. We also like to tell the mentees to produce some kind of agenda, maybe a few questions, maybe a couple bullet points of things that they want to talk to you about at least 24 hours in advance. That gives you as the mentor some time to think about what it is that you want to share with a student based on their most relevant questions and concerns. And on an ongoing basis, think about some things to talk about, including reflecting on things that you talked about in the previous meeting, what some of the current challenges that the students are facing, some new challenges maybe are coming up, some deadlines that they need to meet, how they might be thinking about them. Really have an open discussion and a frank discussion around how you can improve the mentoring relationship. And then really maybe even share some things that you're involved in your particular work situation that maybe is of benefit to your mentee, so they can begin to understand what does it mean to be an IT professional in the working world. And I think that offers up a lot of value to mentees as they begin to shape their view on what they want to do in the IT profession. Now, there's lots of additional resources. You can find them in the slide deck that's attached in the resources section on Pitt Commons. We've also put links to those as well. So encourage you as you think about other things you want to learn about doing as a mentor to consider those going forward. So thank you very much for agreeing to being a mentor. I think you'll find this to be an incredibly valuable experience and really appreciate your time and your expertise and sharing that with the students of SCI. Thank you, and hail to Pitt.